Victor in Vietnam. My father was a peaceful warrior. He was drafted into the international quagmire known as the Vietnam War. It was either that or stow away to France or Canada, but his brothers, who were also drafted, talked him into giving his precious time to Uncle Sam's wasteful war machine. In an attempt to destroy his registration with Selective Services, the SS, my father burnt down a post office in Guston, Kentucky that housed the soul-sucking contracts with Satan. Unfortunately, his draft card had already left the office, but who knows how many others were properly disposed of as an effect of his courageously criminal and honorable act. The fact that it was to United States Postal Service property made it a federal offense. Federal offenses have no statute of limitations. It was not until his late age and after his retirement from shoveling shit from the cuckoo's nest, church custodian, that he admitted to such an awesome act of arson. No one ever read the forms he had to fill out for enlistment. One section was about how you promise something to the effect of not to use your military knowledge against the United States government, and my father wrote, "Sole intent of joining." During his service, my father destroyed millions of dollars worth of U.S. military equipment. He was ordered to steer dock a ship, a duty that was not his primary responsibility nor anything he was trained to do. But when a higher-ranking officer barks orders at you, you must obey or else. Maybe he damaged it intentionally just for a laugh, or for a bit of vengeance for his stolen years in the war. I know I would have. The Navy had him do other futile acts, such as painting the sides of ships in the rain. There was a big gun on the ship. The dad was responsible for firing, when and if the time ever came. Fortunately, it did not. He only shot it during exercises and training. His gun was for air and surface targets. There was another for undersea targets, torpedoes. All crew members were tested to see who was best suited for certain duties and responsibilities. My father was in charge of that gun because of his level of marksmanship. His father, too, was a sharpshooter. Not by training or skill, but by sheer talent, a born instinct to make the mark. They both had the hands of artist and accuracy. The crew had orders to fire upon sight at every enemy ship. However, these orders were disobeyed at any opportunity to do so. Once they spotted an enemy ship from the USSR, they peered through their scope while the quote-unquote enemy ship, too, was peering back. They made the peace sign with their hands, and the others mirrored back the same gesture. No ballistics were projected. My father did not find amusement parks to be the least bit amusing, and neither do I. Some people think roller coasters are a thrill ride, but not when you've already experienced riding the high and mighty towering waves of the oceans that rival the height of the Empire State Building, while on deck gripping to a railing for dear life. Unlike the meaningless and cruel fates of many young men, my father made it out of the war alive. After all, he chose the Navy over the Army because most of Vietnam is landlocked, though the U.S. did invade other territories, such as Laos, while there. After my father's honorable discharge, the ship on which he was stationed, the USS McMorris DE-1036, was involved in a fatal accident. 2 men died, several were injured, some severely, and one lost his legs. Had my father still been on that ship, he could have very well been counted among the casualties. I end this story with a quote by Major General Smedley Butler. "War is a racket.